Happy middle of the week, friends. Today we are craving something so delicious and so simple to make. Let's go make some Pad Kra Pao for dinner tonight. Let's go.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Hi Path channel. If you are new, my name is Rosa and welcome to our humble kitchen. Today is a weekday and I am having a craving for Thai food. Now of course we're not going to go out to buy Thai food because it's cheaper to do it at home. And also our friends at Kids That Shed organization gifted us some more basil. Now you guys know how much I love their present, their little basil harvest the last time. Oh, it was heavenly, and they decided to gift us even more, a lot more. I'm gonna show you how much we got. A whole trash bag full of basil. So good. I've already washed a bunch here, so this was in this bag as well. I could not wait to make something out of this. So today I'm going to be making some Thai Pad Kra Pao with tofu. It is one of the easiest things to make. I'm going to show you how to do it. I already started a pot of rice in the background, just brown rice. Now this dish really comes together really quickly. So just go get started with your rice, and then Now, if you have not started your rice, go ahead and start that. It's really easy. Just rinse some rice, put it in a pot, get that boiling and steaming as soon as possible. The ingredients for this tofu Pad Kra Pao is very simple, and it comes together really quickly. So you want to make sure that the rice is ready so we can saute all these ingredients and cook them, and then it's just ready to be plated with some rice. So I've just got some firm tofu. This is just extra firm tofu that I'm going to drain. I've got 3 packs. Because we are a larger family. I've got some garlic here. Of course, we have some of our basil. Now, traditionally, you should be using holy basil. We don't have holy basil here. We tried growing our basil this year, but it never got up. So we're going to use what we have. You can also use Thai basil. Most restaurants that you eat Pad Kra Pao at, they use Thai basil for their Pad Kra Pao. Today, I'm using, of course, our freshly harvested, delicious, just regular basil. I believe this is Italian basil. It has more of a flavor that resembles the Thai basil, so we're going to use this. It's nice and fragrant, it's strong, it's going to be perfect. And for some added herbage, we did harvest some mint as well. I'm going to use some mint. I know it's not traditional, but I'm going to use some in our stir fry anyway because we have a ton of it that we're growing in our backyard. One more thing I wanted to get is we're just going to need some oil, salt, some coconut. I also forgot, this is actually optional, but you can use some onions as well, some green beans if you have. We are using some coconut oil to saute and some coconut aminos. This is a great substitute for soy sauce. We traditionally in a Pad Kra Pao, you're supposed to use some fish sauce. Of course, we're not going to use some fish sauce. We don't have fish sauce, so we're just going to use what we have, which is coconut aminos.
First things first, we are going to prepare our tofu. I have a tofu press which Trey got for me, and this comes in so handy in just getting the excess water out of the tofu. You don't want a very wet tofu because it can just create steam. It'll just excrete too much water for a stir-fry type of dish. So you want to make sure that you have something that will allow you to press that tofu. You can also freeze your tofu ahead of time and then defrost it the day of. When you do this and you press out all of the water, it creates sort of a meatier, drier tofu texture, which is really lovely as well. For our tofu press, I can actually fit 2 blocks of tofu at a time. So I am going to put 2 blocks in here. I am going to close this and I'm going to latch it just for a little bit. I don't have too much time today, so I'm just going to latch it for about a minute or so, try to press out all of that liquid. And there's a little spout right here, like 3 little holes, which you can pour out all of the water. Look at the amount of water that just came out. And this is just water that was just pressed out just right now. So imagine how much more water is going to come out the longer that you have it pressed. You can do this overnight as well. Just make sure that you put your tofu press in sort of maybe a bowl or something, just in case that, your water runs all over the place in your fridge. If you don't have a tofu press, you can by all means just use your hands or use some paper towels or a kitchen towel, of course. I am showing you that you could just press it gently like this. You can just try to get as much water out as much as possible just by pressing it with your hands like this. I'm going to set this block off to the side because I do want to use my tofu press for this block as well. So I'm just going to rotate it. I have the 2 that I've already pressed. I'm going to put this last block in for just about a minute or so, drain all the excess water as much as possible. If you're using this particular tofu press, which I'm going to link in the description box, of course, if you're doing just one block, you can use that little screw on the top to press it even more. And then loosen it up if you do want to just do 2 blocks. Alrighty, tofu is nice and prepped and ready to go. Let's start off with some onions here. So I just have a regular yellow onion. You can use any onion you like. I would recommend using shallots because shallots have this delicious, rich, buttery flavor. Once you cook it, it's really, really good. So if you have some shallots, definitely use shallots in replacement of the regular onion. And we also have about 5 or 6 cloves of garlic. You can definitely use as much garlic as you want. The traditional way uses a ton of garlic, so if you are a garlic lover, don't skimp on the garlic. I'm just giving it a quick little bash so I can get the skin off really, really easily. You can also use a garlic press, but I noticed if you use a garlic press, the garlic doesn't always come out all of the clove. It just doesn't come out, and I don't like to use it. In a traditional Pad Kra Pao, you're supposed to use some fresh chilies. We tried to grow our chilies, but it didn't come up either this year, so we are just using some dried crushed chili flakes. I'm just using some organic red pepper flakes here. I added it to my little mortar and pestle, and we're going to add the garlic. We're going to mash this and crush this as much as possible. This crushes the garlic, and it also melds the chilies and the garlic flavors together as well, and it becomes sort of a paste that you're going to put into your Pad Kra Pao. And that is all the chopping that you really need, technically. In this pot, we're going to start by adding all the ingredients to start our Pad Kra Pao. So I have some coconut oil. You can use any oil that you would like to. I just have this on hand, so that's what I'm going to use. Now, since a traditional Pad Kra Pao uses meat, of course, has a little more fat than tofu. So if you are okay with using oil, I would suggest adding a little bit more oil than you think you need. Then in goes the onions. I'm gonna saute this for about a minute or so, just until it's nice and soft. You don't have to do it too long. Now Mercy decided she wanted to join in on the cooking fun, so of course I'm letting her come and help me out. After the onions have sauteed down a little bit, we have the fire on pretty high. We're going to add our garlic and our chili paste, and then we're gonna lower the heat a little bit until maybe medium heat or so. We don't wanna burn that garlic. On to the tofu part. This is going to act as the meat in our Pad Kra Pao. We are going to crumble this sort of like minced meat. So just with clean hands, you can just crumble it up into the pot itself. You can also use like a hand masher, like a potato masher, or you can just chop it up as well. It's totally up to you. Now Isaiah wanted to come and help because he saw that this process looked pretty fun. So I, of course, let him come in and join the fun. I had Mercy add some coconut aminos. This adds a little bit of sweetness and a little bit of saltiness. It's definitely not as salty as a soy sauce or a fish sauce. If you've tasted fish sauce before, it is extremely salty and very pungent, but you really do need that. I found that making it this way, it didn't have that extra oomph. So, you know, if you are okay with adding fish sauce, just go ahead and use it. I am then starting off with a little bit of basil leaves here. I'm just gonna pick some slowly and try to get as much in as possible. I have this big old handful bouquet of delicious basil that I'm working on. I have the fire down kind of low right now because I don't want to burn everything while I'm doing the basil. So I'm going to stir fry and add as much basil as possible. I'm also having Mercy help out with the basil too.
Now the basil is just like spinach. As much as you put, it seems like it's just dissipating, but that's okay. The smell, if you could smell this, it smells like Thai food. Love it so much. Okay, so now we're gonna add the mint. Like I said, it's not very traditional, but we are gonna add it anyway because we have some herbs laid around, so let me go and get that.
I have definitely been to Thai restaurants with tray where they do indeed add mint. It's totally up to you. If you have these delicious herbs, you may as well just use them. It doesn't change the basil-y flavor of this, so if you want to add it, go ahead and add it in, just like the basil. I felt like there wasn't enough oil in this, so I am gonna just add a little bit more, maybe like 2 or 3 tablespoons of coconut oil. And of course, we're gonna give it a taste test. Now, I've only stir-fried this for about, I would say, 5 minutes, 6 minutes or so. Because tofu needs and requires more like flavor, I would recommend salting it a little bit more than usual because it really needs that salt to help it out. And I'm also gonna add some extra coconut aminos here. I really felt like it needed some color in here, so I did add a little bit of bell peppers. I didn't have red, but I did have some yellow bell peppers. I just added it for a little bit of extra crunch and sweetness. And that is done. Do you see how easy this dish is? Time to serve up. So I'm fluffing up our brown rice here. You can definitely use jasmine. Home mali rice is the traditional Thai rice. You should definitely go with that if you have. I am going to serve up our brown rice. We're going to add a side of our delicious tofu Pad Kra Pao right on the side. And definitely be generous with that tofu, guys, because that flavor you will absolutely love and you'll want more and more. So don't be shy, get extra on your plate, and there you go. There you have the easiest, most flavorful, delicious tofu ever.
Alrighty, it is time for a taste test. Now, traditionally, you're supposed to pair it with something that's, I believe it's called like Nam Pri. I don't remember the name, but basically it's like a little side of chilies, some soy sauce, and some lime juice. We don't have that, so I'm gonna just add a little bit of jalapeno juice, like pickled jalapenos for that spicy souriness, and I'm gonna add some of these chilies as well.
No!
Okay, let's taste test. Ready? I'm so excited for this so much.
I'm not shy for these.
So excited.
I want to taste.
Thank you for the delicious meal. Bless this food in the name of Yahushua. How much do you have to pay?
Hallelujah.
Oh yeah. What do you think?
Could be more sour.
Sour? You like the sour, huh?
The
basil is perfect.
kind of a little spicy.
This really curbs my Thai cravings. I should make this more often.
This just has to be made every Monday.
Give this a shot. It is so easy to make. It comes together so quick. Try this out. Let us know in the comments what you think. We will see you on the next video. Bye, everybody.